Coach Burke here with Blockers Offensive Line Academy. Today, as a part of our Blockers Clinic series, we have Coach Davis from Nitro High School in Nitro, West Virginia. Coach talks about running his 21 package and also playing this year in COVID conditions, meaning limited numbers and injuries. Please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and please share this along on your social medias as we continue to spread the word of offensive line play around the country.
All right. Hey, I'm Zach Davis. I'm the head football coach at Nitro High School in Nitro, West Virginia. I think it's the best city name in the country. And we played a football season this year, which some people didn't. It didn't go the way we wanted to, but I think that we did some pretty good things up front as far as trying to mold to our personnel, both linemen and skill kids. And it's basically out of 21 personnel is what we based out of the last 4 games a year. Had a lot of injuries, and so we morphed, into like a gun 21 personnel, power, counter, Q sweep, reverse off it, and then like full slide pass protection, which really has helped us. So ball at East Carolina University and Liberty University. Liberty, we were mainly 21 personnel under center. We were because Rashad Jennings was our tailback. He ended up playing for the Oakland Raiders and the New York Giants. So, I mean, you just play your personnel. So kind of we'll go through like formations and things that we did, and there's some plays for us. So how we first things first, how we call plays or we have called plays. You're always looking at how you want to change that. Is we're a big wristband team. So we signal in the formation, signal in a number. Our guys just turn and look at their band, and then they get the play. We're not hurry up. As you can see in our sideline, it's pretty sparse down here, right? So we don't have a ton of kids on our roster. And you'll notice the clips of this game, 67, our tight ends number 67. We've like kind of ran out of tight ends as we went through the year, just kind of injuries and things happen. So we're playing with 6 linemen, kind of like Stanford used to do back in the day with Harbaugh. Which is just what we had at the time. So that kind of gives you a picture of how last season went for us. But you can see kind of how we adapted to that. So I'm sure guys are going to watch this, coach at places where you struggle sometimes with roster numbers and things of that nature. And this is kind of how we tried to overcome, some personnel limitations. So for us, first play we'll talk about is 18 sweep. So for us, it's kind of old. So it's old school, man. So the quarterback is 1. Right, we're running to the 8 hole over here, and then that's what it says in their band. It says 18 sweep. We signal in pro right, and we're running 18 sweep. So the base rule, 18 sweep is play side gap. My offensive line coach at Liberty University was a guy named Scott Wackenheim. He's now the head coach, at VMI, and this is how he taught us like outside zone. So this is outside zone. Our guys don't know this is outside zone. They just know it's 18 sweep. And we teach them to drop, crossover, and run. They're trying to put the second foot in the crotch if they're covered, right? If they're uncovered, they're keying the near knee, and then they will climb if that guy doesn't come to them. Yeah, I love running the quarterback. As an O-line guy, if I can run the Q, my numbers are always good. And our quarterback here he's about 6'2", 230. So we like to run him. That's something we like to do, like the extra hats at the point of attack. And we'll just kind of let it play out from here. So we're going to drop, crossover, and run. The guy on the outside obviously is fighting outside. We're going to turn them out, right? So if they fight across our face, we're going to turn them out. The fullback's looking for work. Tailback's looking for work. We got to break 1 tackle, and we'll go to the house. So I know some guys like on outside zone, wide zone are identifying like who's Mike, who's this, who's that. We don't do that. We just drop, crossover, and run. And then if we can't get him reached, we're going to take him to the sideline and then let our quarterback run. So there we go. And then off of that, keep people honest, we run a reverse off it. So everybody that plays sides, same rule, right? Drop, crossover, and run. And then the backside is blocking down. So left guard, left tackle are blocking down, and the fullback is looking to seal the first thing off the edge that he sees, which ends up being the outside, that kind of the safety outside linebacker that blitzes. He lets the DN go because he's too flat to make the play. He pins him, And we got a pretty good ball play here. We get a little better block by our wide receiver there. It's a little cleaner cut. That protects that play. So we're going to flip it back. The tailback's job is to take the corner, and then we got a decent play here. And a little first down action. All right, we're running here again. A little different look. The guy on the edge recognizes it. The fullback does a decent job, right, of just trying to maintain, give that guy a place to cut. Tailback does not do a good job. We're playing with high school kids, right? So, it's something you rep all week, and then you tell him his only job in life is to make sure the corner doesn't take the exchange, and we don't do it. So, it's just kind of difficult. You can see the play again. So, it's a good play if guys are over pursuing things of that nature. Now we get a holding call. Coach, we were on the season average, we averaged like 340 yards of offense a game. We were 360. We had 369 yards of offense in this game. We only scored 14 points because stuff like this. We got a holding call. So instead of, 3rd and 2, it's now back to, or 2nd and 2, excuse me. Now it's like 2nd and 20 or something like that. So that was our season inside the 20-yard line when we got in the red zone. Now, this is probably my favorite play in football. So this is counter for us. The reason at the top it says GF counter is because we're telling the guy on their band who's pulling. We're telling them the G and the F are pulling in our counter scheme. We're telling the back to counter step. If we don't have GF counter, we counter trade like the Redskins do, like we pull the guardian, the tackle. Blocking down the play side. Now, I know some people teach like if you can't block down, double. We do not. We just block down, block down, block down. We see a lot of run through in our conference. And so I don't want to get caught on a double team and then we have a guy that runs through and kills the play. We always block the center back, even in an odd front. He's always protecting the backside A gap where the guard's coming from. In our down blocks, we're trying to attack the near number, right, of the nearest defender. We don't get many guys that play over the top, right? So when I played in college, some guys were penetrators, some guys were more loopers. We don't really see any loopers. We don't see people that do that in our conference here in West Virginia. So we're attacking near number, trying to take him down the field and inside, trying to knock him out of there. We don't want to position block and get in the way. And you'll see the play kind of unfold here. They don't have an edge player here. So the guard's going to keep coming. And I like the way that the guard and the fullback are in sync here. Like they're nice and tight together. The guard kicks out, fullback finds work. We got a pretty good play here. Now we're getting chased down on the backside a little bit. My tight end should scoop hinge better here. He is not. If he does that, then this guy would be erased. That guy would not be there. So we're going to, by the teaching tape is you step inside and turn back out. And we did not do that there. It's a good run. I wish we'd cut it and then let's go score. This guy's running, to the sideline. Let's make one cut and let's go score. Footwork of the tailback. You got a counter step. Come back, take the handoff. There we go. I like the way 3 is getting after number 21 right here. Yeah, I hear you, big dog. Wide receiver's doing a good job too. Just stay on, man. If you see what I mean? Initially, and this is where those guys need to understand this. If he just stays on, coach, that's a touchdown. We're 6. Like, that's to the house. You know what I mean? Like, you did a great job early in the down. But, dude, just, if you stay on him, there is nobody here. You know what I mean? Like, that drives you nuts as O-line coach, doesn't it, coach? That just drives me insane to watch that. Great kid, but, man, there's nobody else. Oh, we would have scored. So, anyways, maybe win the game. All right, same play, just out of pro right. So I'll go back and play. I'm sorry. We call this con left. So we're always telling the tight end where to line up. I tell our skill guys, you got to tell a lineman where to go, man. They're not real smart. I'm just being funny with them. So tell tight end to go left, con left, the fullback and the tailback go to the left. If we called weak, we'd flip them over, and you'll see that here in a little bit. We'll just flip them over the other side. So that's con left for us. which I think that's a hard formation for high schools. We do the next game put an eligible number on this guy because he starts to catch the ball a little bit, right? We're in practice for like, he can catch. Our starting tight end quit like 10 minutes before the game, like 2 games before this one. So we were, I just saw your face is like, what? Yeah. Like I got a text message like, hey, I'm not coming. And I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? I got, okay. Our backup tackle's going in. So that was our season. It just wasn't what it was. It was. COVID caused some things, to happen, and guys didn't play because of COVID. And guys got a job, and I'm sure a lot of people dealt with that. That's just one of those things that happened. So again, pro right, 35 GF counter, kick wrap. That's a good job there. Getting all the way to the safety. That's good stuff. I like gap scheme in high school, coach, because me as a play caller, we're not huddling. We didn't last year. I could see numbers, I could see fronts, I could see coverage, and I'm just trying to put us in a good play. I'm trying to, hey, here's what our numbers are. We want to call this, and that's something that can help us, right? We have a guy in the box, but as a play caller in the field, you want something you can call and feel comfortable with, and we'll freeze people, right, to try to get them to show their fronts and things of that nature. And I'm an offensive lineman, so we want to run the ball. So that's just kind of what we're trying to do. And you got, 2 over 1. This kid's really tall, good player for us. So we want to run the ball to that side, right? I mean, that's pretty simple as a play caller. Hey, if they got 2 over him, I should probably run the ball to that side. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. Okay, this is our full slide protection. So we're in pro left here. So like river, I tell our guys water moves in one direction. So it's a full slide protection to the right. Tackle's got the C gap, guard has the B, center has the A, guard has the A, tackle has the B, tight end has the C. We're sending 2 guys to the D gap. We're max protecting 2-man routes. We'd had some problems in pass protection earlier in the year. We were, half man, half slide, like most colleges do, programs do. Coach, we lost 3 starting offensive linemen, 1 to transfer, 2 to injury. So, it was, how do we make it to where we can get the ball off? How do we protect people? Those types of things. So we just say, hey, we're going to full slide. We get one-on-one coverage. We're going to run the comeback. Good throw, good catch. So, I mean, that's a simple 1-man route. He should open over his outside shoulder. He opens the wrong way, but I like his depth. I like the way his hips settle. There we go. We're just trying to live another day, and get first down. So that's really simple for us. Full slide. The other way would be lake. So that would be slide left. The backs go opposite. So if we're in river, the 2 backs go left. If we're in lake, the 2 backs go right. And this makes it really easy for our guys and our 21 personnel stuff. So here we go. We're in con right. Okay, so another like variation of the 21 personnel package out of the gun. Tight end has the eligible number on. We got him another week of practice. The guy, he can catch the ball. Number 1 doesn't really cover him. So rodeo for us is everybody's reaching right, but do not go downfield is what we tell them. So you reach right, don't go downfield. So you're running like 8 sweep, just don't go downfield. The back side should, if nobody's inside, turn back. A lot of times that doesn't happen. I know doing that in college, my line coach would tell me that. I just never got to the guy. I wasn't a good enough athlete to turn and chase down defensive end. I know some people like fall back into it. I don't feel comfortable doing that with our guys. So the backs are reaching to the edge. Tailback should be more to the edge to allow the quarterback to roll. And we're just running the tight end on a corner route. He catches it twice. There we go. And then there we go. So I think it's just simple. They've seen us run quarterback sweep a lot the game before. And we got this kid to be able to catch the ball a little bit just to protect that play. You're trying to protect it so the secondary player doesn't just trigger when you see sweep. This first play of the game, we had the ball. And then, there we go. Backside, we're telling receivers basically just run a hitch, take some time off. Those guys also played every snap of defense. I mean, you can see our roster. That's it. and a good amount of those guys were street clothes, you know what I mean? So that's all we had. So we were trying to save those guys. They're not in a much better situation either. It was kind of the battle of who was left in the year of COVID. So here's us in con right weak. So tight end right, 2 receivers away, fullback and tailback are weak. Running 35 power. Okay, so power for us is like power for everybody else, I'm guessing. You're blocking down, block back, pulling for the play side linebacker, fullback kicks the EMOL, MA on the line, and then the tackle and tight end are going to scoop hinge. The quarterback takes the ball to the tailback drop steps, and then there we go. And then we got a decent run here. I wish you're blocking a little better, a little more effort, a little more intensity. I don't know where our X is going, but it's a good run down to the, 5. So, this stuff's really simple, but I mean, we averaged 362 yards a game in the 2 games I'm showing you, which, for us is pretty good. We ran 72 plays this game, and we're not really a hurry up. Like we don't huddle, but we don't hurry. We're going to take our time and try to get the right looks and call the right play, which is why I like if you're going to run that kind of offense, you don't want a bunch of different formations, because I'm just trying to call plays off my sheet to attack different areas of the field or different personnel matchups. I think Daniel Holgerson started doing that a little while back, where he would be like in 1 or 2 formations a game. And then he had plays that could attack anywhere on the field. So if you gave him a look, he could just dial it up without having a tendency like, hey, if I'm in, this formation, I have to run only this set of plays. So that was our philosophy these past couple of years. But I'm always open to change, right? You're always trying to see, hey, what's better? Maybe we should try this. This is con left weak, 34 boot smash. So what I'm telling the offensive line is block away from the boot. So they're blocking like it's 4 power, down. They're all blocking back on this. The fullback is going to log the end man. The tailback's going to drop step, run his path on power, and the quarterback will boot out. So it's your play action off of that. So you're trying to protect, your power to the open side. They're in cover 3. Man, throw the hitch. Bam, easy money. You're about 10 yards pop. And that's what you're looking for. And on their band, that's what that says. I mean, we signal in the formation, con left weak, and on their band, it says 34 boot smash. So you're like telling everybody what to do. So it's kind of like the West Coast offense, not to that degree of verbiage, but you're just trying to make it simple for your guys. Because this receiver and this receiver hadn't played varsity football ever. Like this kid is the first year ever playing football. He hadn't played football since like midget league. And you're just trying to make it simple for those guys. Like, hey, and they have to play defense too. So it's not like you can just have them on offense and just load their brain with all these kind of offensive things. They have to be able to understand defense as well. So you're trying to make it simple, but have enough in your package to be able to run an offense. So, and then there you go. There's your 10-yard. There's your 10-yard gain. Come back to counter. This is something I'm going to give some credit to our assistant coach, Coach Lowe, if he watches this. This is a 2-minute situation. And I think sometimes a 2-minute people think I can't run the ball. So we had a timeout left. They have 1, 2, 3, they have 4 guys over 2 over here. So we're just going to run 35 GF counter and try to get the ball in the field goal range, and it breaks and it scores. So Coach Lowe did a great job. Hey, you just want to get back in the middle of the field? I was like, yeah, we can use a timeout after this. End up not having to use it. So, good play for us, down and kick and wrap. Let's go get in that end zone. So, this is a good play too for us, because if you're playing, you have 2 open over here, right? You have an X and then we call that guy Z. This is a good play because they have to move somebody out here, right? And especially in 2 minute, you're down here. I can down and kick, and I have some good grass to run to. Because I know people talk about finding grass in the passing game. You can find grass in the run game too, right? You're trying to find, hey, where are their bodies? I've been an inside zone guy before. In 2018, we were a big inside zone team. We had a bunch of big linemen. That's just not who we have right now. So we're going to try to block you down and kick you out. We don't see much spill in our conference. So if you're going to do that, we'll just keep running gap scheme. We're just going to down kick, and try to get the ball in the end zone. This is 4 GF counter, just same play other way. It's 4th and 1. I like gap scheme as well, because if you just block it down and kick it, if they're all walked up, you'll walk in the end zone, if you block it right. And then there you go. So it's just something that it's a simple thing, Coach. I know you've had guys on here that, have way more knowledge than I have. I just know I'm a high school coach trying to get a scheme on the field to where, hey, we can execute this no matter what we see. I don't like calling plays that are real dependent upon like front and structure, things of that nature. I know Lincoln Riley talks about like 80% of his call sheet at Oklahoma, he can call versus anything he sees. He can just call the play. He knows it can work. So we're just down and kick and we're running. Come back again. That's river protection one more time, just showing the full slide. What I love about that is, your quarterback's so clean. You're only running 2 receivers out there, but in high school football, if you're going through like a 5-man progression, then God bless you. You must have like D1 guys up front everywhere, great receivers, great, back to protect, and a quarterback. That's basically all he plays. Our quarterback also plays Mike linebacker. So, it's not like you get him all week teaching him just, hey, here's your progression, here's your reads. He's playing half a practice reading guards and taking on ISOs, and then he's coming to the offensive side and he's throwing comebacks and boots and things of that nature. So, the last play of this game, he goes out, he gets hurt, and we didn't have a backup. So number 5 just went the quarterback, right? And you were in Q sweep, try to get in a field goal range, So that's just kind of the way high school football sometimes is. This stuff's really simple, but we run that comeback a lot, and that's a good throw, good catch. Just trying to get first downs there. Here's 19 sweep. I just had them in order. You run it to the other side, run out of pro, just drop, cross over, and run. You're trying to run the Q. That's a single wing play to me. You're trying to run your quarterback, get more guys at point of attack. You just drop, cross over, run, and just trying to get that edge. Fullback's doing a great job, man. He's freaking not just killing that cat. That's good stuff. Trying to get your guys seam, and then excuse me, there you go. There's late protection for us. So you can see the other way. Slide left up front. So everybody's sliding left. The backs go right. And then bait for us is just slant bubble. Man, and that's awesome. That's good stuff. You're sliding to it. They pop a guy out. That's fine. That's a lot of grass. Even 3/2. You're trying to find the route concept you want. Throw it and catch it. And that's back to this is actually, we already scored on this one. So, that's what we did out of 21 personnel. We're very limited, as you can see, with like our personnel, who we had. But I think we put together a plan to where we could try to move the football with our available dudes. And I think that's the key in high school is you're at the mercy of your roster. So what you're trying to do is fit, who do I have on my team, and then fit the scheme to them. So I look at us like at Nitro as like an NFL model. What I mean by that is, we can't recruit obviously at the high school level. And our feeder program gives us different kind of kids, about every year. So you're trying to fit who I have every offseason into our offense. And that's something I think we've done a good job of. We were the leading scoring offense in the county 2 years ago, not as high this past year, but still a bunch of yards per game. Just trying to figure out the red zone a little bit. Got to get away from the penalties and the drops. And, but I think that we can fix that and get going. And man, thanks for having me on. I hope that was helpful to somebody. I know we had a little technical glitch there at the beginning, but Coach, appreciate you letting me share